Instagram, whatever other joints are out there. It's Kev from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make some sense out of nonsense. And I'm back, y'all. Here to cause trouble again. And yeah, last couple of days I've been absent because, well, not last couple of days, but yesterday I was absent because worked to death. There it is. This is my excuse. I worked to death. And it's okay because I'm a hardcore cat. I'm back and I'm ready to knock some of these narratives completely out the park. But yeah, it was a long, hard day, and I wasn't feeling that great anyway. So yeah, instead of just calling off like a softcore dude, I went in to work sick. Finished that, came on and said, okay, well, now I'm going to curl up in a fetal position and go to sleep. That's what I did. But I'm back here today and I got some stuff we need to talk about and to make some sense out of some nonsense. Now, before we get started, don't forget, text MAGA to this number behind you, 330-974-4607. Thank you for already confirming that you can hear me. And I also put a plug in that I did upload I notice I'm going slow over here. Hold on. Let me put the Wi-Fi on. All right. Let's get that taken care of. Yeah. We get that taken care of off grip. And let me make sure it boot up. Lots of shenanigans been going on with the internets. Okay. Everybody see me? All right. Am I moving at a fair pace? All right. Well, now with that being said, I uploaded a standalone video earlier today, right before the show, and it's concerning Kamala Chameleon Harris and the Democrats' view and approach on this abortion thing. Because, see, we need to have some talking points when it comes down to their main meat and potatoes, which is going to be abortion, because they're out of ammunition right about now. Abortion is the last bullet they got. That's the throw the gun. All right, click it. We're out of bullets. We got to throw the gun. Abortion is them throwing the gun. So I definitely did a little video on that for all of those people that's kind of in the middle. And it's short that you could send it to anybody. So those people that's kind of in the middle when it comes down to that issue might not support it, but might not be against it. But it shows how the Democrats are perverse when it comes down to that. See, they've gone so far because they never have a governor. They're never satisfied with the corruption that they are involved in. It's always just take it to the extreme, which compels people in the middle with some kind of common sense or some type of restrictions to say, y'all guys are going a little too far. Y'all are too extreme. You're too extreme. I'd rather go ahead and side with these people so I'm not tricked by you folks when y'all get up there and say he's rolling back women's rights and the women and all of that stuff. So please send that video out and check it out yourself. Now, with that being said, I got to get loose so I can get busy. Yeah, I'm feeling better today, y'all. I just realized something. Uh-oh. We got some technical Here we go. Gorillas in here. Yeah, I noticed it was a little dark in here. Yeah, is there not only some gorillas, but it was a little dark. Now let me get my dance on for a second. Gorillas in here, gorillas in here, gorillas in here, gorillas in here. Yeah, it was a little dark, and I was sitting there saying, wait a minute, hold up, wait a minute. I know I paid the light bill, I think. I don't know. The one of the lights was out. So it's back on now. I was like, wait a minute, why am I? I've been tanning, out there working, on the railroad and all that stuff. All day long, they work so hard till the sun is going down. Yeah, got my little tan on, but I wasn't that dark. Shoot. So anyway, now that the light is back on, somebody said, Kev, you just cool. Thank you. Cool. Ooh. See, I'm distracted. Ain't nobody bad like me. Yeah, man, the time. So now, let's get into what we're going to be talking about tonight, because we got a lot of stuff going on around the country. But before we do that, real quick, I do have a corner store. So check that out. And if you want to support the channel, you can always do that by simply my Cash App or my PayPal. I appreciate anything that you guys do for the channel. I appreciate it. So now let's get into Donald Trump and his latest visit. Donald Trump is showing up at everything, y'all. In between, getting in and out of courtrooms and, dodging all of the arrows and the bullets that the Democrats and all their minions are shooting at him. This man's still managing to show up at events. And I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for all the people who usually come out and boo Joe Biden, all of the folks that be like free Palestine and all of that stuff. I'm waiting for them to come out and start saying we hate Donald Trump, but nobody's doing that. They're all coming out and doing stuff like this.
Donald Trump is everywhere, and including at Formula One Grand Prix in Miami. Here's how the crowd greeted him. Listen.
Let's see. Whoa, well, look at that. Woo, wait. Kevin saw the light. Look at that. Man, all of those people right there. Now, do you think the Democrats would get a reception like that? I bet you they're jealous watching that. Every single time Donald Trump shows up somewhere, he gets greeted with yells, screams. I mean, there was a couple little young tenderonis that was asking for his autograph. It's, oh my God, I'm never going to wash his hand again. Never going to wash it again. So I've never seen a politician draw this type of adoration. I've never seen that. So I'm just a little bewildered when I hear the media talk about how much he's despised and how evil he is and all of his racism and stuff like that. Well, look at that. What? Yeah? I like that song.
Joe, you're the messaging guy. What message did that, what you saw on your screen and heard on your screen, combined with the UFC event a couple weeks ago, to pizza, to the firefighters?
All of that. UFC, pizza, all of that. Then he brought the pizza to the hard workers, the first responders. Showed up at the Chick-fil-A. And that was in the black territory too. I mean, there's a lot of brothers down there. They loved him. But yeah, I wonder what the media has to say about that. And now understand, this is all going on as they're trying to keep this man in court and keep him off the campaign trail. So this dude right now is getting jumped, but he's still winning. I mean, this dude is like, Ip Man, I want 10. Bring all 10 of them. Wearing them out. They're sitting back like, good grief. I mean, this dude's beating us and we're throwing everything at him. Let's continue.
Me with the construction workers, all that. What message collectively does that send?
It shows that one guy wants the job far more than the other guy does.
Yeah, and it shows you just can't hold the Don down. That's what it shows, man. He's Teflon, Don.
Donald Trump, he's in court all week, flies down to Miami, goes to this event, this Formula event, sporting event, and that response was overwhelming, as it was in Harlem, as it was in Midtown Manhattan with construction workers. So yeah, and meanwhile, where's Joe Biden?
We don't know, and neither does he. Neither does he. Where am I? So let me get this straight. Donald Trump is showing that he is the people's champion, that he wants the job. See, now I'm thinking like a board member would if we were hiring a CEO to run our company. I want to see the guy who's willing to go above and beyond the normal, course of action, daily responsibilities. Somebody who is showing me I want to be here and I'm going to change this company around. And adversity too. This ain't one of them situations where he's coming into a company that's operating wonderfully, fine-tuned machine. He's coming into a mess. And he's like, I want the job. I'm the guy that can handle the mess. While all the haters are trying to stop him. Now, if I'm sitting there picking a CEO to run the company, and that's between Creepy Sleepy and Donald Trump, and I'm going, this guy was in court for 10 hours maybe, I don't know. Now he's down there, now he's over here, now he's out here. This guy right here is earning. He's earning the job. That guy who shows up, gives a 10-minute, maybe 15-minute speech and hacks that up, then he's out. I don't know. I don't know about that guy. Not to mention, Creepy's campaign is talking about less is better now. Why do you think they're saying that? Why do you think they're saying, you know what, we're going to try something different? Normally we want to get our guy out there to really present himself and his ideas and really woo the people, but he's not capable of doing that. So we got to come up with some bootleg narrative talking about we're going to try something different. Less talking from Joe, less appearances, because we think less is better. Less is better. Now, what do you think the real reason is behind that? Somebody said, love you here in Cleveland. I just came from Cleveland earlier today, working on that darn truck. Yep, it was great. Got me some Indian food on the way home. All right, now let's continue.
Back in Delaware, once again, not campaigning, not showing that he wants the job. And sometimes that's what people vote on.
Yeah.
Who wants this job more? Who wants to save this country more? And right now, it looks like Donald Trump, Todd.
Not to mention, during the interview, I want to listen to what you're going to do to save the company. All right, look, we got some issues. We're struggling. We're dealing with an open border. So right now we're struggling when it comes down to diplomatic relationships. How do you think you're going to clear that up? Well, I'm not going to do anything but keep the border wide open and tell them to search the border. Okay, get this guy out of here. Get this guy out of here. All right, next, what are you going to do about it? Well, I'm going to shut the border down. I'm going to make sure we, get all these legal immigrants out of the country. All right, that guy right there, he's a go-getter. This is the kind of guy we want to turn this company around. That's what I would say. That's what the American people should be saying. See, because with all the problems we get, and Creepy's coming out mumbling under his breath about him, trying to sit back and tell us, the board members, that there's no problem with the company. Oh, I assessed everything. It looks great. I think people are pretty much happy. No. I mean, everybody is saying that everybody's in the company hates it. They're upset with it. They don't like their 401k. They don't like their insurance. They don't like nothing. But yet you're trying to tell us everything's okay. So why should we hire you? When everybody else is saying it's horrible, all of the data, the statistics, the numbers all say it's horrible. But for some reason, you're telling the board that everything's okay. You don't want the job. You don't want the job, Creepy. So let's continue.
The crew he visited won the race, Joe. You superstitious? What do you make of that?
Wow.
Because he got that Don Trump touch. There it is, man. It's the Trump effect. So Donald Trump shows up, talks to a crew, the one crew he talked to, and they ended up winning. Boy, now I'm not superstitious, okay? But could that be a sign? That's great. I know they're going, man, you can come back and visit our pit anytime.
Okay, I did not know that, so thanks for sharing that information. All I know is, Todd, that President Trump will be in Wildwood, New Jersey on Saturday, and 40,000 people are expected in a blue state like that.
In a blue state? 40 grand? I wonder how many people's going to show up for Creepy. You think it's 40,000? How about maybe 400? No. 40? Can we go with 40? Maybe 40? Okay. And those 40 is probably what? A mix between reporters and, of course, radical protesters. There you go. Half of them are reporters and the rest are Free Palestine. So let's continue.
Watch out. The map is expanding electorally, Todd.
And it's not even summer. Most people go to Wildwood July, August, September.
I'm not afraid to.
Yep, not even summer. And see, that's why they're trying to drag this trial out. And we'll see that in a minute when we get to that. But see, this is what the Democrats are afraid of right here. Look at this. Listen to this wonderful testimony. See, people are starting to say, well, maybe Donald Trump wasn't that bad. Listen to this girl.
To admit when I'm wrong. In fact, I'd rather know the truth, even if it means that I'm wrong. And so with that, I'll say the media played me. They played me really good.
What?
See, I was a Bernie Sanders supporter. I loved Bernie because for once I saw a politician who actually cared about the people, and I was going to vote for him until something really weird happened, and they totally bulldozed him. Honestly, I didn't want to vote for Trump either because it seemed like he was just in there for no reason. He just got in Bernie's way.
Oh, well, hear that? Now, this woman is coming out and making a confession. She's repented. She's like, I'm going to be honest. I'm able to say when I was wrong. First, it started off as a Bernie, Sanders supporter. I mean, at the time when Bernie had just came out, it did seem like, as crazy as his ideas were, it seemed like he was a little more sincere than Joe. A little more sincere than Joe. He was new. He was a novelty to a lot of young folks and his ideas. So a lot of them fell for it until they saw the Democrat Party do what they do best. Throw their own under the bus if they get in the way of their success, their power, their goal and agenda. Yeah. See, they're not respecter of persons. They're like, yo, you could be on our squad, but if you deviate a little bit, you're expendable. You're expendable. So she said, well, man, they did Bernie wrong, but I wasn't cool with Trump either until.
So when he did become president, I was really confused because I saw the news talking about how he played too much golf and was firing people in the White House left and right for no reason and talking about what a horrible person he was. And so I started to think this too, for no reason at all.
No reason at all. But there was a reason that you thought that, young lady. It was called gaslighting and propaganda. That's what it was called. It was called manipulation and lies. There you go. It was called paid actors on TV, which we're about to see in a few minutes. Paid actors on TV convincing you that Trump was all of those things and some. And you're not the only one. You're just one that woke up and admitted it. There are many running around right now still believing everything that made you fall for it too. And that same media is out there pushing the same type of lies. Let's continue and hear about her transformation.
And I was just watching everybody. I watched Donald Trump speak live every single day in his news briefings. And then I saw the news afterwards and how they totally spun his words out of control.
What? She got the same journey as me. She got the same testimony as me, y'all. That's how I saw the light. That is how I saw the light. But I saw it right off grip. I saw it as soon as Trump left his hotel after giving that speech, coming down that escalator. And I turned on CNN and they had a whole different statement plastered right there when I clicked on CNN's little app. Donald Trump calls all Mexicans rapists, drug dealers, and murderers. And I'm going, hey, wait a minute. It's because I watched the whole thing. And see, that's what delivered her. She started watching all of his speeches in context. So therefore, she wouldn't be a person who would fall for Donald Trump called for a bloodbath. Yeah, she wouldn't be a person that fall for that, see? She wouldn't be a person that fall for Donald Trump didn't condemn all of the people down there in Charlottesville. He said there was good people on both sides. Yeah, if you watch everything that he says in his context, you won't fall for that crap. Or if you did fall for it, after you start going back watching his whole statements in real context, the whole context, you'll start coming at it at TDS. Just like this woman. This is the cure to it, y'all. That's the cure. It cured me.
You see, I was watching him to see if he was lying or being manipulative. And in my opinion, he just acted like a businessman. Straightforward, direct. This is what's happening. This is how we're going to fix it. I saw him being positive and logical, and I didn't see any fear-mongering in him. That came from other people.
Woo! Now, a whole bunch of other bubbleheads that are walking around with TDS needs to hear this. See, the real fear mongering came from the same media that was telling you Donald Trump didn't condemn all of the folks in Charlotte, but Donald Trump is a white man. Donald Trump didn't denounce the KKK and all of that stuff. Donald Trump hates black folks. Donald Trump. That's where it came from. And we're about to see that it's still coming from those people to this day. Nothing's changed. You would think they would say, you know what, maybe we repent. Because the jig is up. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We spit all of our chips the first 4 years. We use all of our narratives, all of our lies, all of that stuff the first 4 years. But no, not them. Yeah, they just run it back. So let's continue.
Making predictions that seemed really illogical and too far out into the future.
What? You mean like Donald Trump's going to blow up the whole world? Donald Trump right now is going to end society as we know it, like Nancy Pelosi said the other day. You mean like that? Like Donald Trump's not going to leave the White House? Donald Trump's going to become a king. Yeah, things like that. Yeah, stuff that shouldn't sound logical to people, but for some reason that TDS get all on them. Once it get on your back, it'll ride your back. You'll be sitting there trying to book it like Charlemagne, Insane in the Brain, Stephen Smith, you know, people like that. And they try to buck it every once in a while, but it got its spurs into their back, see? Every time they try to get it off the back, it ain't trying to leave. Let's continue.
With no basis at all. I mean, I saw who the real players were and how they were trying to use fear to play a game on me. So it was really hard to accept that Trump could be like a good guy. because I watched a lot of SNL and they made fun of Trump, and the news obviously was heavy on the fact that he was not a trustworthy person.
Yeah. Because remember, that's when they had Little Brian Stelter. They was, all right, let's go with Agent Shelter, or was it Brian Stelter? Yeah, little Stelter, sending him out with the Mickey Mouse voice out there. He was the fact checker at the time. He was the lie calculator. He's told 8 lies in the last 3 seconds. And I'm predicting 20 more lies in the next 20 seconds. Yeah, that guy. He was out there. All of this stuff that they were saying were lies. Now, isn't it ironic that all we do is go back and look at, those montages of all of those lies they told about Trump, and then we show right next to it that these folks were lying? But somehow nobody sees those. And I wonder, are we just passing them amongst ourselves? Are we preaching to the choir? Why won't the internets allow folks that believed all of this crap to see that? Well, I mean, you think they're going to go and help you out by, showing one of those montages on your feed if you're a person that looks up nothing but cat videos or nothing but liberal talking points and all? No. Yeah, they ain't going to give it to you unless you go and look for it. So it's up to us. It's up to us to share the message. Let's continue.
So I will admit that in the near mention of the word Trump just triggered me pretty bad.
There you go. That's where they wanted to get you right there, girl. They wanted to get you right to that point. That TDS kick in soon as you hear Trump's name. Soon as you see a red hat, it ain't even got to say MAG on it. Just a red hat. What the heck? I'm sorry. I thought that was a MAGA hat. Oh my God. I need, can somebody go ahead and pat my back? They had these people trained, and there are people right now that still train like that. And it's hilarious to see them. Folks in Hollywood, folks that you would think, okay, you're somewhat intelligent, and all these years have gone by. You're still pushing these lies? You're still believing these lies? Joy Behar is one of them. We're about to see her. And Whoopi Cushion is another one. And I call those folks out because they are true TDS people. They're true bubbleheads. They're not paid manipulators and propaganders. Some of these folks you see on the internet's going crazy and reacting to Trump like he's about to destroy the whole planet. Many of them are truly suffering from TDS. And then you can decipher from the folks that we're about to see come out and lie to our faces as well.
I did not like Trump at all. But around March 2020, I started talking to my friend, and he said he was in there for a reason, to help our country and to protect freedom.
What?
And that's when it all clicked. And I felt so much better about what was going on because it wasn't anything bad. It was actually something really good, even though it looked really scary. I looked more into Trump's character and his background, and I just couldn't find anything. I had no idea why I hated the guy in the first place.
Look at that confession. Girl, you come here. Come here. We're here for you now. We're here for you. Unky Kebby is here for you now. You've been through a traumatic experience. TDS can be a very traumatic experience. So, what is she saying? You know what? I had no idea why I hated Trump, and neither do a lot of these people. If you start asking them, all you will hear is the things that the fake news have told them. They will repeat those things verbatim. It's hilarious to watch, man. Sometimes I do it for farts and giggles, just to see how effective brainwashing and manipulation is. All right, though, why do you hate Trump? I'll be like, watch this. I guarantee you, I can guess all the stuff they're going to say. And they go right down the line. Well, he hates black folks, and he mocked a disabled person. He never denounced the Ku Klux Klan. They will go right down the line of all the fake narratives. And I'll sit back and go, fascinating. Yeah, are you documenting this? Because we're doing a study on this person's brain. So, yeah, many people don't realize that they've been hoodwinked, love Trump. And then all of a sudden it's like, for some reason, now I'm starting to hate this man because they told me to.
So, yeah, I got played, and I never thought I would say this.
Thank you.
But I absolutely love Trump. I love him so much. He's a hero in my book. One of my favorite people.
Oh, girl.
And in my opinion, he's going down as the greatest president in American history.
Thank you. Come on in, girl. Come on in the house. It's gonna rain. Come on in the house. It's gonna rain. Drip, drip, drop, drop, drip, drop, drip, drop, drip, drop, drip, drop. Come on in that house. Come on in the house, girl. I'm glad you're here. And I hope many others come. And see, that's why the Democrats are acting a fool. Look at this one.
Biden seems to be struggling with key demographic groups that he would need to win and win big if he stands a chance of being reelected.
John, there is significant softness in the support for Joe Biden among...
No, wait, I'm sure this is Fox. I'm sure this is Fox News, this straight up racist. Wait, what is this? Is this the fake conservative ultra right? Is this one of those network? No, it's ABC. Here we go.
Core Democrats. In this poll, he's carrying black voters by 61 points. Well, that sounds like a lot, but he carried them by 84 points back in 2020. Latino voters, a very slight Biden edge in this poll, but it was a 21-point advantage in the exit polls back in 2020. And among younger voters, under 30, we're actually seeing Trump with a slight edge. That was a big win for Biden last time around.
What? So what you're saying, Mr. ABC commentator / whatever you are, you're telling me if there's no cheating, Trump should smash Biden in a landslide, especially considering, which I'm not going to be able to talk about tonight, the latest information coming out of Georgia that proved us all right. There you go. I think also Wisconsin, one of those other states. Yeah, man. And I wonder why that ain't all over the news. Because, see, they're still walking around forcing folks to admit that Donald Trump lost the election. All right, say it. Soon as they do an interview with any conservative. All right, before we start, I want to know if you believe that Donald Trump legitimately lost the election. There was no election fraud. I mean, all of the courts, everybody looked at it. There was investigations everywhere. And I'm thinking, now that this investigation is done down in Georgia, shows otherwise. I wonder if they're going to give Trump back those 3 years. Maybe we should ask for a third term. I'm just saying, since they stole the second one. But let's continue.
Particularly stark to see that difference among voters of color. Black voters under age 50, far less likely in this poll to say they're supporting Joe Biden than older black voters.
Yeah, there you go, Democrats. So now they're resorting to shenanigans. Let's check in with the Creep Show first before we check out the shenanigans. Because how you going to send out your champion and he looks like this? Checking into the Creep Show. Look at that. Where am I? Oh, yeah, he got some pandering to do. Okay, Joe. Joe know where to go, I think. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait, where's Joe? Oh, shoot.
On this day 2 years ago, we were honored to host the First Lady of Mexico to celebrate the unbreakable bonds between our nations. Okay. Bonds rooted in history, heritage, boosted by record trade.
That's their champion. Please help us out, Ted.
Wait, what?
That's what I was saying. What was that? I mean, here we are. We're the board members. We're looking at hiring a new CEO. And he says something like that. And I'm like, does the guy got a speech impediment? Or, I mean, did anybody else? Is it just me sitting in here going, this guy can't talk?
Bonds rooted in history, heritage, boosted by record trade. We've invested a record $15 billion in Hispanics serving colleges and universities. And we've relieved student debt for poor.
That brain came to a complete stop. Ow! Man, pump the brakes. Don't just stop like that. That's what happened. That brain just said, nah, we ain't going no further. We're slamming on the brakes with both feet. So, yeah, let's hear the second time the brain broke.
0.6 billion for poor, 0.6 billion for...
Y'all hear that? Poor, 0.6 million. I don't know what that is. Poor, 0.6 million.
For poor, 0.6 billion.
And look at the straight up seals out there. Yeah! They have no idea what he even said. Poor 0.6 million. And they're clapping. Now, I'm pretty sure at this point, they got somebody on the side with a big sign that says applaud. They have to. Either that or they're just hitting a button. Notice when he does this, they don't show the audience, and I'm sitting there like, can anybody, they didn't even wait for him to finish, and they're out there clapping for that? It's almost like they clap soon as he makes the gaffe to kind of overshadow the gaffe. I wonder if these are even real audiences.
Burden disproportionately falling out. Burden disproportionately falling out.
Disproportionately? What is that word? That's a new one.
Latino borrowers. And you're the future of our nation, you know. And you're the future of our nation, you know.
Your future nation, though. There you go, Latinos. That's Joe out there pandering for you. Yeah, he wants your vote. Your future nation, though. So, guys, he can't speak Spanish or English, and that's a concern. That's a concern. So let's continue, though, because right about now, it looks like their lawfare is crumbling, which is going to lead to them having a fit over these two cases that's falling apart, 3 actually, and they're trying to jail Trump for it too, y'all.
So this was a very big day, a very revealing day. As you see, their case is totally falling apart.
They don't like it.
They have nothing on books and records, and even something that should bear very little relationship to the case. It's just a disaster.
A disaster, y'all. That's what it is. Now, they done spent so much time and effort. They done hyped this up. I remember when they came out with all of these cases and did the press conference that we have an indictment against Donald Trump with 24, and the media covered it. And they were talking about the walls are closing in and Donald Trump's finally gonna, and all of this stuff. And it seems like the Roadrunner is still outsmarting the coyote, man. So now here we are, down to this Alvin Bragg case. We done went from Queen Latifah and her shenanigans, Big Kinkles I call her. We done went down there with Fat Fanny and her lover Nathan, looking up in the sky trying to figure out if he spent the night in some cabin with her or not. He couldn't remember. And then of course, now we got Jack Smith. Jack in the Box might be getting put back in the box right about now. Hopefully he gets put in a box. And I ain't talking about a casket. I'm talking about a cell. Hopefully he gets put in a cell for the shenanigans he was up to, which we'll be talking about. But now we're down to Fat Albert. All of their hopes and dreams rest on, hey, Rudy, Fat Albert. So let's see what's going on up there with Fat Albert and that stinking corrupt judge and the mysterious person from Biden's DOJ that decided to step down a notch and go work with Alvin Bragg. He demoted himself, y'all. I mean, isn't that ironic that a person working, in the DOJ decided, you know what I'm gonna do? I think going down there and working in New York with Alvin Bragg just randomly, and I think that's a better career move. So we're supposed to pretend that all of this is organic, no shenanigans are going on, and we can't connect the dots. This is all on the up and up. So it burns me up that I even got to address this as if it's serious, but we're going to see that it's not serious in a second.
For the DA, for the Soros-backed DA, it's a disaster.
The Soros-backed DA. But every time Trump come out, they got to send out fake crapper. So Trump made a statement, y'all. The Soros-backed DA. Now, we've been hearing this a lot. In fact, rumor has it that the evil emperor has been backing a whole heap of prosecutors around our country. Most of those prosecutors are doing crazy stuff that I'm thinking, wow, that doesn't make any sense. Like letting criminals go and punishing, the law-abiding citizens. And they all have one thing in common. Somehow they're benefiting from the evil emperor. And they're doing his bidding. So now a fake crapper has to come out and try to debunk this. So let's hear how it goes.
Let's bring in CNN's Daniel Dale, who fact checks what we just heard from.
Yeah, because see, that's what they got to do every time Trump talks. I don't see them going every time Biden gives a speech. All right, let's bring in this guy to fact check Biden real time. Why is it? Why don't they bring in folks to fact check Creepy Sleepy real time? That's because that dude would be working overtime. Dude, I can't go no more, man. I need some time off, man. Dude, I can't keep up with these lies, man. What you want me to do? Oh, but you know what? I'm just going to say everything was a lie. I'm just going to do that. Can I just put that down on paper? Everything he said from start to finish was a lie. So they never have the real-time fact checkers when Biden's giving a speech. And most of the time, they never show his speeches. Now, they might show tidbits of Trump speeches, but for, different reasons. They don't want to show Trump speeches because they don't want their people to hear the truth. So they got to interrupt him and send in their fake fact checkers real time. Now I got to expose the fact checker. Now I got to fact check the phony fact checker right now.
Donald Trump, what caught your notice?
He refers frequently to Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, the prosecutor behind this case, as a Soros-backed district attorney.
True.
Now, I'd say there's some arguable basis for that, but I think it's important to clarify the facts. So Mr. Soros, who's a liberal billionaire philanthropist.
Now, y'all ready for this jujitsu? Y'all ready for this dude to try to say, well, there's a little merit to that, but let's go ahead and check the facts. Now, I'm going to give you guys a brain twist. I'm going to check your intelligence, all of you CNN watchers, which we assume you don't have it. So listen to this mess right here.
It's also a frequent target of anti-Semitic conspiracy theories.
Oh, yeah. I think now understand what he's doing. He's now dropping in little things that's unnecessary. Now all of a sudden, George Soros is oftentimes a target of anti-Semitic conspiracies. What is it? What does that have to do with anything? What does him being Jewish have to do with it? So we're not allowed to criticize anyone who's Jewish or we're anti-Semitic. So that means when, what is his name, Mr. Burns came out talking about Netanyahu needs to step down. He's no longer useful. You know what I'm talking about, crying Chuck Schumer. When he came out and criticized Netanyahu, he's been anti-Semitic. Anti-Semitic, man. You can't criticize nobody who's Jewish or you're anti-Semitic, even if you're Jewish. So now, anybody who criticizes the evil emperor, it's not because he's evil, it's because they're anti-Semitic. So now you see how he starts it off by dropping that little tidbit of information. Yeah, George Soros is the victim of hate.
Did not make any direct contributions to Mr. Bragg's election campaign. He also says he's never spoken once to Mr. Bragg. What did happen was he donated to a liberal PAC that then in turn donated to Mr. Bragg's campaign, as well as other reform-minded prosecutors. So
well, that clears it up, guys. Man, now if I'm a bubblehead suffering from TDS, I'm going, see, Trump's lying again. Look at that. So Soros never talked to these people. I mean, come on. How could he even donate to him if he's never even spoke to him? So now we got hundreds of DAs around our country that receive money from him. Do you think the evil emperor is going to make phone calls to all of those people? You think he's going to directly give them a call? Hello, this is the evil emperor. I want to donate to your campaign. I want you to implement my evil diabolical plan. You think that's what he's doing? Or could he be doing something else? Because this guy, he wants us to stop right there at that statement. He's never spoke to him. He has no direct contact with him. So there you have it, guys. He never donated to him.
this is at best a one-step removed relationship.
Let me get this straight.
Yeah. Uh-oh. So now I got to break it down for dummies. We got to break it down for dummies. Okay, guys? So now you see the picture right there. So we got George Soros. Okay. Then we got the vote Democrat. There we go. We got the agency that he's pouring money into. See, he's pouring money into it. Then we got Fat Albert. Now, what is George Soros plus the agency, the nonprofit or whatever, the Democrat organization? What does that equal? What does that equal? Can we put that together?
Soros, who's a liberal billionaire philanthropist, did not make any direct contributions to Mr. Bragg's election campaign. He also says he's never spoken once to Mr. Bragg.
That clears it up. Okay, so there we go for dummies. So the money goes from George Soros, the evil emperor, to the Vote Democrat whatever group. And then somehow they dispense the money to all of their paid and bought prosecutors that are destroying our country and being used to go after Donald Trump. But yet, he just fact-checked the heck out of us. He fact-checked the heck out of Donald Trump. There you go, y'all. Hey, let's break down the facts. George Soros has never directly called Fat Albert and gave him the money. He just said, hey, you, come here for a minute. Take this money right over to Fat Albert. It's from me. It's from me. That's what their fact checking is. So this is how the fake behind fact-checking organizations for the Democrats work. When they have something that is true, they try to find a way to spin it to say, well, technically, that's not true. I mean, Donald Trump said he's a Soros-backed, prosecutor, but technically, Soros never gave him the money. He just gave them the money to give to him. That's their, that's their justification. That's their fact-checking, and we're supposed to believe this guy. Did you see that jiu-jitsu he tried to pull on us that we didn't fall for?
What did happen was he donated to a liberal PAC that then in turn donated to Mr. Bragg's campaign.
What the hell is the difference?
He refers frequently to Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, the prosecutor behind this case, as a Soros-backed district attorney.
That's a lie.
Now, I'd say there's some arguable basis for that.
Some.
But I think it's important to clarify the facts.
Why didn't you tell them the truth?
Because they're fake news. We know that.
That's why.
They're fake news. They are the biggest fakers in the world.
Yes, they are.
I hope that CNN become born again as a good media.
I do too, but they're not gonna do that. They're beyond. They got a reprobate mind, Kyva. They have a reprobate mind. So the fake news trying to fact check that. Now, can you believe that? I mean, that alone would make me stop watching that show and taking it seriously. I would be so offended if I was seriously watching CNN at that moment when they tried to spin that. I would be going, they must think I'm a complete idiot. You know what? I can't trust anything that they've ever told me ever at this point. For them to belittle my intelligence and try to say, well, technically, he didn't give them the money directly. He just he kind of forwarded it through somebody else right to him. There you go. So that Trump's lying. This is unreal. So now that Trump has come out and he continues to talk, and we got Fat Albert, we have who else? The fake judge whose daughter is getting paid all of those chips from the Democrats, but he didn't recuse himself. And the judge who gagged Trump and allowed all of this salacious information to come in and allowing all of these witnesses to just pop up. You know, no witness list, nothing. Just, you know what, defense just show up and adapt and adjust. Well, who's coming today to be a witness? Don't worry about that. I'm going to allow it. This judge has been threatening to put Donald Trump in jail because Donald Trump has been coming out still speaking. And now we got cheerleaders. We got cheerleaders, which also are known as wicked witches on The View. Kevin, they cutting the grass. Yeah, some people outside cutting. You can hear that? Oh, so the microphone does work when it wants to. So now we got the wicked witches from The View coming out, and they are celebrating the idea of Trump being thrown in a slammer.
Matter to him, right, Whoopi? I'm sort of conflicted about whether or not he should be held in contempt and he's already been held in contempt, but put in jail for it. But I do think that 71% of Americans have said that he should be put in jail if he is convicted.
Sonny the dummy? You're a lawyer. So wait a minute, hold on. Y'all want to put a former president in jail for being convicted over this non-bootleg crime that y'all done concocted? Even if he was guilty of that, you ain't gonna put him in jail for that mess. You know how many folks, man, Hillary Clinton should have been in prison for finance campaign violations. So many others. Nobody ever went to jail for it. Isn't that ironic? But now all of a sudden, this woman want to go heavy-handed on the jail sentence. All because Donald Trump won't shut up. Like the banana republic they're trying to be. We can't have this guy coming out and exposing the fact that we're a corrupt court and I'm a corrupt judge and my daughter is in cahoots with me. And we can't have that. Yeah, so you shut your mouth, Donald Trump. And Michael Cohen, go ahead out there and just trash this dude, by the way. The Stormy Daniels, you can say whatever you want, okay? But not you, Trump, not you. Now, one more word out of you, I might, but not really, but might, and possibly really. But you know what, I want to, but I can't because right now you've grown bigger than me. But I'm going to go ahead and give you idle threats about putting you in jail, mister, if you keep it up, So now the View is salivating over that. So what kind of jail we talking here? Because all he's doing is just violating a gag order Let's see what their ideal of jail is.
The other thing I will say, we all saw
She
many of
about
us
to pee.
are old.
Y'all see Rocks in the voice about to pee in her pants? You see the cushion bouncing up and down? She's like, ooh, that sounds good. I hope they throw him in the slammer. Let's continue.
Old enough to have seen the OJ case. I remember how Judge Ito lost complete control of the courtroom, and I think that had a lot to do with the win.
No. See, this corrupt judge has lost complete control of the courtroom by allowing Alvin Bragg to bring in all of these stupid witnesses, trying to drag this whole thing out, bringing in Stormy Daniels, and then even entertaining this whole case as if it's serious. He's the one that made the courtroom into a clown show. Trump sits in there all day like this, watching this stupid stuff, comes out to the mic, makes a quick brief comment, goes right back in and listens to some more garbage. And yet, Sonny, for some reason, thinks Trump's turning the courtroom into a clown show. A clown show. Interesting.
Cannot let Donald Trump be a runaway train in that courtroom.
No.
It's not his courtroom. It's the judge's courtroom.
Oh, you see Rocks in the Voice? See, this is what makes it special. When you watch Rocks in the Voice and, of course, Joy Behar respond. Because they're dead serious. You can see it all in them. No. You hear Rocks in? No, absolutely, girl. Ain't that the truth? So let's hear Rocks in the Voice and her wish for Donald Trump.
And so I think to make a point, to prove a point, put him in the clink. Oh, why not? Put him in the clink.
Look at that.
I don't want this to sound like I'm doing wishful thinking.
Yes.
But which prison would be best?
I know which one.
I want.
Now, just think about these chicks, these witches. And what's crazy is the audience cheering for this. You want to put the man in prison, and they probably don't even know why. Right now, we still haven't figured out what Donald Trump did, and they haven't mentioned it. It's just bringing out witnesses to drag it out and make Trump look bad. All right, now we're going to bring out Frank Persek. Who is that? He was a guy who had heard one time he was on the corner and he heard something that Stormy Daniels had said, and then a rumor that went by. Anyway, he's coming out. He's going to talk. And I'm thinking, this is nonsense. Complete nonsense. And y'all want a former president, possibly a president again, to go to prison. Not just any prison. They want this man to go to prison like he just axed a whole bunch of people.
I'm gonna give you Michael. Well, that's what I asked. Number one is Rikers. But you know, I'm okay if he goes to Alcatraz and they reopen it.
Don't you put that evil on me! Don't you put that on us!
Thank you. Don't you put that evil on us! You hear these chicks up here wishing evil on Donald Trump, and it seems like all of their spells that they cast all falls off. All of their eye of newt bat wings. All of their voodoo dolls in between commercials. All right, go girl, get the voodoo doll, because Whoopi is about to go to work. Oh, come on now. We come against Donald Trump. Peaching, girl, give me the needle. Dang on it. You got to keep poking it to make him. Yeah, and it ain't working. So now they're wishing evil on him.
Oh, maybe. You know, what about Guantanamo Bay? Okay?
Yeah, well, that'd be close to Mar-a-Lago. Melania can come and visit.
Oh, now they're sending another diversity host. That would be close to Mar-a-Lago. Then Melania Trump can come visit them. Miss
That's right. What about Supermax? Supermax would be interesting to tell. Chapo was in Supermax. Hey, now he wants to be with the hip people. Come on. These are my suggestions. In case anybody wants to know.
I think many.
There you go. That's what the View want. They want to see Donald Trump thrown in the slammer. Supermax, y'all. Not Joe Biden, though. Not for all of the very obvious crimes that man has committed. Selling the whole country out. One of the biggest is completely opening the border. I mean, that right there, just alone, should throw this man in a Supermax for the next 2 or 3, if he even makes it that long, years. And not to mention all the money he's taken from China and all these other countries and stuff like that. No jail for him. They never even crossed their minds. They have never even considered the possibility that Joe could be corrupt or guilty. That's how brainwashed those chicks. At least Whoopi and Joy Behar are. Now, some of the smarter ones, this is evil, probably have heard all of the evidence on Joe and say, yeah, that dude, see, he did some of that stuff. He did. But you know what? I'm getting paid a lot of money to come out on this raggedy show and ignore all of that and somehow focus on Stormy Daniels and say Trump should be locked up for that. And look at this.
Many of them want to be close to power. They also assume or have this thought in their mind that maybe Donald Trump will go away. Maybe he'll go to jail. Maybe he will die. Not to be too morbid.
Don't you put that evil on me!
Look at these people, y'all. They are going through it. That's what they're down to now. Wishing death. So they done went through all of this. All right, let's see. We called him Hitler. Man, let's see. We said he was going to take over the world. He wasn't going to leave. White nationalists, that didn't work. Okay. We called him the devil. Then we had Joy come out and call him Jesus. That didn't work either. All right, David Koresh? No? Okay. All right, here we're going to do. We're going to have to wish death on him. That's the only way to stop him. We just got to hope this man dies. Man, this is insane. They're talking about a former president and the leading candidate he has not been convicted of nothing yet. And they're like, oh, many people hope he just drops dead. I guess they're hoping he dies. Do you understand the level of Trump derangement syndrome and desperation that these people got to be at to just go, well, many. Now, first of all, I don't even know if many people were out there going, man, if this guy doesn't die, he's going to become president. I hope he dies. I think a lot of the folks in the media might think that and wish that. And I sure enough know the Democrats are wishing that, and the deep state. Yeah. And I'm sure some of our enemies are wishing that too. But that's a good thing if they're wishing it. Because that means Trump's the antidote to all of this chaos. That's what that means. I want the guy in office that all of the evil actors in the world are going, man, this dude. But they were celebrating Joe. Oh, yeah, we got Joe back in. That's the guy we needed. That's the guy. All right, fire up the nukes. Fire up the bad business deals. Fire up the abuse. We're going to go ahead and do whatever we want now. Joe's in office. So they don't want to see Trump. And definitely this nasty face right here. I don't want to see Trump. The one that looked like she's wearing a Halloween mask. Good googly moo. Good, what the heck? Why do they even show Mad Max's face at this point? Why don't they just use voice only? They should blur her face out with a caution sign right underneath. If you have a weak gut, don't watch this nut right here. Boy, she's tender to the eye. But unfortunately, she's mad. She's crazy. So I have to show her as I listen to shite come out of her mouth. Listen to her.
This is a man who we better be careful about. And I tell you what I'm going to do.
And I tell you what I'm going to do.
Ask the Justice Department, and I'm going to ask the president.
And I'm going to ask the president. Now, do you think Mad Max sits up at night thinking about this? Democrats are so phony, man. Oh, my gosh. Oh, man. They're all about the show. They go on the show and look at the guy with the very gentle voice sitting there listening to her. The guy with no bass in the voice. He has no bass in the voice. So he's letting Mad Max throw some stuff out there that's so crazy.
To tell us what they're going to do to protect this country against violence if he loses.
And what they're going to do to protect this country against violence if he loses. And let's see here. Not the violence that I encourage. No, none of that. Because if you see anybody, and I mean anybody, at a grocery store, yeah, that same chick right there, the one that fueled so much division and animosity out there, lying on those Border Patrol agents. I saw those Border Patrol agents whipping those Haitians, and I said, this is like slavery. In fact, it was worse than slavery. This woman. But now she's talking about we need to find out what they're going to do to stop all of this violence that's going to take place if Donald Trump wins. What violence?
I want to know about all of those right-wing organizations that he's connected with.
Me too. I want to know about them too. Why is it that us on the right don't know about these? I'm sitting there going, yeah, me, which ones are, I mean, how is it that these Democrats know about all of these right-wing organizations that he's connected to and we don't? That is crazy. This is like all of the right-wing violence that is going on and we don't even know about it. It was like that insurrection that took place that we were not even informed. Nobody told us about it. We missed the insurrection, y'all. All of us Trump supporters are scratching our heads when we hear them say things like this because we're going, we want to know where the folks at too. So now all of a sudden, the right-wing militia groups
who are training up in the hills somewhere and targeting, what communities they're going to attack.
This is fascinating. This training up in the hills somewhere. Because that's how white nationalists, they train, It's always got to be in the hills and the sticks. There you go. They can't be in the city training, nothing like that. They go up in the hills to do their white nationalist stuff. There you go. So all of these right-wing organizations, and I'm saying, name one. Show me the drone footage of them up in the hills somewhere training. But that complete soy boy softcore bootleg paid interviewer was sitting there listening, shaking his head up and down like this. All he had to do to blow that wig right off her face, all he had to do to go ahead and cover up that mug that we had to suffer through for that 15, 20-second clip is to say, oh, right-wing militias up in the hills training for violence. Like which ones? Where are you getting this intel? Are you on the intel community, Mad Max? How did you get this? Who's feeding you this? Nobody? You're just making it up? Because you've been allowed to run loose off the leash and say whatever you want. And nobody ever questions you. You think they would bring Mad Max on the show if they were really trying to question her? She's easy to destroy. I mean, she would be a simple victim. If you were a real commentator, a real news channel, you would destroy Mad Max as soon as she opened her mouth. Same thing with Nancy Pelosi. Y'all saw what happened the other day when they asked, made a statement. Well, I mean, there was the pandemic and all. What did you just say? No, Donald Trump, she put that monkey paw out there in front of that lady for simply saying that. They're not used to being questioned. This is what they do. They go on these networks and say inflammatory, salacious things like there are right-wing militias up in the hills training for violence, when in reality, we're looking at left-wing militias on campuses all across the country committing violence. I'm just saying. So we can see their crew this right now committing the violence. We've seen them in the form of Antifa. We've seen them in the form of Black Lives Matter. Now we're seeing them on all of these campuses. And here she is talking about right-wing militias up in the hills training for violence after Trump wins, if he wins. And I'm going, can anybody show me one right-wing? I want to see where they're jumping over logs like stripes. Army crawling under stuff, crawling up the nets. Where are they? But nobody questions Mad Max. Oh, wait, what's this?
He's already said he's going to come after people like General John Kelly, my former boss, Chairman Mark Milley, people who dare to stand against him.
Mike Pence. Y'all hear that voice? That was the other pure 100% dummy. Mike Pence. Y'all heard Toucan saying no, she concerned.
I think there's reason for all of us to be concerned about us. But there's a really interesting.
Try it. Go ahead, try it. We have this show every day, okay, Donald?
Yeah, I'm sure Donald Trump's going to get in. Now that I'm in, let's go ahead and go after Joy Behar in The View. Lock him up. Lock him up. There you go. The man who defends freedom of speech, who criticizes the press. Yeah, he's going to go after y'all with his words. But Joy Behar, she's the only person right there on that set who really believes that. Only person. Like us. She's really concerned. I mean, yeah, try it, Donald. You just try it. See if we leave. Oh, God. How do you get to this point? How do you become this dumb, but yet that rich? Unreal. Man, I guess dumb is better. You want to make some money? Just become dumber. Anyway. Serious. She was mad, y'all. But wait a minute. In comes Sloppy Daniels. So now, guys, watch this guy from MSNBC, Donald's, introduce Sloppy Daniels. His wonderful, eloquent introduction to Sloppy Daniels in this trial. Because, see, she's not just a porn star. Nah. Listen to this. She's a nun.
She entered wearing all black, as if on her way to a funeral.
What? It seemed like I should turn down the lights or something. You hear Lawrence Donald? Turn the lights down low. She entered into the courtroom wearing all black. Yes, let's hear some more about this. Should I turn on some music or something? Let's get it on.
The loose fitting, plain black clothing draping from her shoulders.
With loose fitting, plain black clothing draping from her shoulders. She sparkled like diamonds in the sky. Yes, her radiance penetrated the courtroom. When the door burst open, the storm came in quietly. There you go. This man right here is trying to make Stormy Daniels seem like she is an upstanding, righteous woman. Don't look at her like the prostitute slash salacious woman who's out there throwing out rumors that owe Donald Trump money and signed stuff and used to be a porn. Don't look at her like that. Don't look at her like that. He's rewriting her story and her narrative. Go ahead, let's hear some more about this.
To her toes suggested the modesty of a nun.
Oh my God, how much money do you got to get paid for that level of prostitution? You would have thought he's a Stormy Daniels fan. There you go, from head to toe. Dressed in black, you would have thought she was a nun. So please, when you hear her get up there and make a fool of herself on the witness stand, don't judge her. Don't see her as the former porn star she is or the gold digger. No, we don't want that. Look at her as a righteous nun. Okay, that's what. We hate Donald Trump that much that we got to send this dude out to try to portray her as a nun. Wow. Every nun should be offended. Unbelievable. But wait, what's this? Oh, the real motive behind Fat Albert. Oh, let's see it.
So just to be clear, I mean, she is saying there was a sexual relationship. Right. Legally, it is not necessary because it's really all about the cover-up, whether the true story is true or not. Obviously, if it is a true story, it would give Donald Trump even more motive to want to cover it up. But it is not legally necessary, even though first.
Hey, there's the nun. There's the nun, y'all. There's the pure snow righteous lady right there herself. Oh, she should have that misty music every time she appears. Oh, so here's Saint Stormy. Okay, Mother Stormy out there, Sister Stormy.
It is very embarrassing and salacious, and it is something that the jury want to know. But I don't think at the end of the day, the jury will actually need to know whether it believes her or not. And I think Duncan's point is correct, which is she is in many ways an exhibit. This testimony is precisely, the state will argue, it is this testimony that the campaign did not want anyone to know right after the Access Hollywood tape. So,
now it sounds like this idiot is saying the quiet part out loud. That this raggedy judge allowed Stormy Daniels to come out and testify just so she could make Trump look bad. And that's the whole goal for Alvin Bragg, who is in cahoots with the judge. That's why this judge have not denied any of this stuff that would make his courtroom look like a kangaroo court. He don't care if all of his colleagues are looking at him going, dude, you sold out. We know you did. We know that this shouldn't be allowed in a courtroom. We could never look at you again the same if we are, judges or lawyers or if we have any integrity. Because at the end of the day, we know you are in cahoots with Fat Albert in the White House. You can't tell me this judge, if he had integrity, would allow this that has nothing to do with the accusations. Yeah, somebody said Old Spice. Yeah, all of that stuff. And yet the jury itself didn't even take her seriously. Sounds like it. They described the jury as going, oh, God. Now, they might have messed up by bringing her out there. Because remember, all it takes is one person to go, she sounds like a lying gold digger. And up to bat is Michael Cohen. So she gets her butt blasted. And then the one in the chambers to come is Michael Cohen? What are they thinking about? So, yep, they just threw her out there just for that. And then the judge had the nerve, after the jury went on break, to call up the counsel. All right, now look here. Y'all probably shouldn't have allowed her to come in there and say all that stuff. It was unnecessary, even though I allowed it. When this morning, the defense was like, why is she, she shouldn't be allowed to come in and say anything like this. I'll allow it. And all of a sudden now he's complaining about it.
To the extent that we're all talking about it and saying, isn't this salacious and what are all the details? That is precisely what they did not want to have.
And that's precisely what y'all wanted to happen. Y'all wanted her to come in and say all those things because you're really going after Trump's character. Y'all just want everybody to look at his character. Look at him. He was a playboy. He slept with the porn stars back in the day and this and that. That might have the reverse effect. I'm sure there's a lot of guys out there that's envious. I wish I was a billionaire playboy that could sleep with porn stars. I don't see what the problem is. You get the wrong guy on the jury. He's very sympathetic. He's like, man, I'll shoot. They're just mad because they didn't have the juice like that. But nonetheless, here's Woody Allen right here. Up here talking about that salacious, this is what that they wanted.
In October, right after the Access Hollywood tape, they've already played Donald Trump talking about how damaging this could be to his campaign. Whether it is true or not is really irrelevant. It is just simply the sensational nature of it.
It's irrelevant if it's true or not. Yep, somebody said there is no bass in his voice. There is no bass in his voice. Come on, There's never any bass in any of these dudes on MSNBC's voices. That must be a requirement. All right, we're going to bring you on, but you got a little too much bass in your voice. Can you go up a couple octaves? Right into the nostrils? We want nothing but treble on our network. Oh, well, I guess I can. Is this cool? No, a little higher. Is this like right here? No, higher. Is this cool right there? Yes, that's close. Can you go even higher? Is this cool right here? There you go. That's what we're looking for. All right. Now, if you can hold that throughout the whole interview, we'll bring you back on. But if you start going into the bass, we're going to have to cut the feed. We want no bass in your voice. So let's continue.
Allegations are precisely what they wanted to squash. That is the state's argument here.
All of this and reading all of these updates with us. And Paula, if I was describing the intensity in there this morning, I mean, this cross-examination took on a whole other level just now.
Yeah, remember at the start of the day, the Trump team was outraged that they had so little notice about who the witness would be and so little time to prepare their cross-examination. Well, clearly, Galen, they're doing just fine. This is a devastating cross-examination. They have gotten Stormy Daniels to concede.
Yeah, anybody could cross-examine her. As soon as she steps up there, are you trying to beat Trump for money? Were you a porn star? Did you sign this stuff? Oh, no, I'm not the lawyer. They're outside. I'm just a guy who is cross-examining you because I already know what you're about. Okay? Get this guy out of here. Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have been here. My bad. Did it work, though? Did I get her to confess all of these things? Because we all know it's true. Here we go.
She hates Trump, that she has said that she would dance if he went to jail. They have pointed to the fact that she has said she will never pay him hundreds of thousands of dollars that she owes him. They've effectively undercut her credibility by getting her to talk about conversations she had that impeaching her with her own book. I mean, this has been devastating for Stormy Daniels' credibility. Now, big picture.
Your credibility. What credibility? So they stuck this raggedy witness up there, hoping that it would make Trump look bad, and it really damaged the prosecution.
What does that mean for the case as a whole? Yeah. Well, maybe not much, because she doesn't have any direct evidence of the falsifying business records.
And neither does Alvin Bragg. Neither does Fat Albert. Fat Albert's trying to drag this out so far. He's like, all right, how can I stretch it? Okay, we're going to have 5 minutes of questioning today. Come on, Judge, give us that. Can you go ahead and stretch this out somehow? And the judge is, complying. This mess should have never started. But yeah, he's trying to stretch it out. And bringing in these raggedy prosecutors witnesses. I'm sure they're not going to bring her back up on the stand. They're going to be, all right, she's sick today. We just leave it at that. She said the stuff she said yesterday. But yeah, we're going to bring our next witness.
What she could explain today is what exactly Trump was trying to hide between the Access Hollywood tape and Election Day in 2016. This illicit sexual encounter with a porn star back, over a decade prior. She was able to explain to the jury that and how she got paid. But I think what we should really take away from today is this is a preview of what Michael Cohen can look forward to.
Good. I want Michael Cohen to get his ears boxed. I want him to get nothing but on that stand. He's been running around and running his mouth all over the place. So I hope they blast him to smithereens when he gets on the stand. I hope this all backfires so much that the whole jury be like, man, we might hate Trump, but these folks are garbage. I can't even do it. My TDS isn't even strong enough to override how raggedy these witnesses y'all are dragging out here, trying to present them credibly. I hope this backfire. All we need is one. Boy, I tell you talking about a fit, the media will go crazy like they're doing right here. Watch this.
This kind of sort of devastating, eviscerating cross.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute, though. Jack in the box. They done put him back in the box. This base judge down there in Florida said, stuff that nasty, stinking clown back in the box.
I do want to get first some breaking news out of another of Mr. Trump's legal cases. I'm just being told about in my ear here. This is the federal classified documents case getting delayed indefinitely. Is it? Talk to us about that. It was scheduled.
Wait a minute. What that mean? What that mean? Indefinitely? That means that there's no scheduled date. That means it's open ended. The left ain't gonna like this, y'all. Oh, this was the one they was riding in on, y'all. Oh, that and Fat Fanny.
For May 20th, right?
Right, we're just getting our own eyes on this order here, but Judge Cannon making it clear that the trial over classified documents is delayed indefinitely.
The cannon released the cannon. There this Judge Cannon was like, blew it up.
In Florida, this federal indictment leads to the question of whether this trial would begin before the November election. And I think that it would be safe to say that this order here from Judge Cannon in Florida answers that question.
And you know what that answers as well? The motive of every single one of these prosecutions. Notice the revolving theme. Every single time they talk about any of these cases, it all comes down to will they be done or occur before November. If you're smart enough to listen in context, you'll realize that that's what's going on. Why is that even relevant? What does it matter whether these cases take place before the election or not, if it's all about just seeking out truth? Every single one of these. The big push was, we got to do this before November. So what does that tell you if you're smart? All of these are politically motivated to try to hurt Trump, either get him off the campaign trail, get a conviction, so now Democrats can grab every mic and say, you're voting for a convicted felon. Or even worse, convict him and try to jail him. All of this is designed for that. Because if it wasn't for that, they wouldn't even be having this. Notice the media gets mad when they find out these are delayed to after November. Now, why would they get mad about it? What is their invested interest in this? See, these are smart things that all you got to do is listen and say, listen to these people. Why are they getting salty that these trials won't take place before November? What could that possibly mean? It means that the fake news, the Democrats, these prosecutors, and these judges are all in a conspiracy to try to get Trump and to interfere with this upcoming election. That's why the November date is so important. Other than that, they'd be like, so what? I mean, what? It's still going to happen, right? It's still going to happen? Okay, so it don't matter when it happens, right? Because we're just trying to find out bottom of justice. We're getting to the bottom of justice.
And so we could very well be looking at a reality that the only criminal trial, only one of 4 that Donald Trump is facing here that will take place before the November election will be this one here that is now in its 4th week in New York over the alleged hush money payment scheme.
Ooh.
Yeah, so
there it is, guys. That right there took the knife, fit right in the gut of Jack in the Box in the media. There it is. You like that? Judge Cannon, there, got all in him. There you go. Knife to the gut right there. So wait, it ain't gonna happen before November? Oh, man.
That famous photograph, what we have now learned, and the government has had, Jack Smith and his prosecutors have had to admit that was staged.
Oh! Well, look at it. Now, I think Jack should be put in a box, y'all. Tampering with evidence. Now, I wonder if the fake news who showed that picture of those boxes laid out there and Joe Biden, who would leave boxes? It's reckless. It's careless. Look at all of that I planted. Have my DOJ and the fake FBI plant. Went in there, laid all that out, put top secret right on the top of those and said, Chick. And then with their conspiracy with the media, the deep state sent that out to all the fake news so everybody can go, look at this, all of these classified documents. So what should happen to these people?
And those top secret classified sheets that all the public saw and said, oh my God, look at those top secret documents. Yeah. Those were placed there by the FBI.
Now, what? This is the same FBI that everybody's saying Trump's going to get in there and disband the FBI. Yes, absolutely. Now, here's my question, because I'm about to go knee deep all in this. My question is, why isn't Christopher Wray right now up in Congress explaining this? That's my question. Because, see, Alvin Bragg wasn't down there planting this stuff. The FBI went in and did this. So that means what FBI agents went in and did this? Who ordered these FBI agents to go in and set that up and take that picture? You're telling me this all occurred right up under Christopher Wray's nose and he had no idea? He should be livid. He should be upset. He should be doing his own investigation into this. So you're telling me that the FBI, who's supposed to just go in and look for classified documents, took it upon themselves to do what they were doing to stop Trump the first time when he ran, while planting all of that other crap on him, setting him up with all of that other mess. So they did it again. These folks are that desperate. Not to mention, guys, that the DOJ had all of this classified information, these documents, and they told Trump's people to come and get it. Yeah, we got it. Yeah, you got to come get it. Hurry up, come get it. Wait until they take it. Wait until they take it. Okay, Jack in the Box. All right, we want you to pop out the box after they get the classified documents that we sent to them. Told them to come get it. All right, ready? Ready, they got it? All right, now we're going to make it look like they took these and Trump won't give them back even though we sent them to him. So they planted the evidence. Jack in the Box and his crew send the FBI to go retrieve the evidence that they sent to Trump's house. And then to really put the cherry on top, they lay out the evidence and alter it, do what the Democrats do when they are manipulating pictures and stuff, make it look like folks were getting hanged out there on J6, and then you look and say, the picture's cropped. Oh, that looks like they just set that up just perfectly to look. This is a rogue agency that needs to go. Now, I pray that Trump gets in there and just dismantles it. You cannot trust this agency. They have shown over and over again that they are trying to betray us, the people, and the office of the presidency. They have shown that they are corrupt, and I'm sorry that good men and women might get swept up in that, but we can't take the chance at this point. Not with the FBI, any of the intel community, any of these agencies, man. And I know probably the internets are listening to me. And all right, this guy right here is an insurrectionist, and he's talking about us. But man, they have been busted so many times doing this. How many more times do they need to get caught? And yet you will hear people talking about if Trump gets in, he's going to go after his enemies, and he's going to go ahead and dismantle the FBI and the intel community. Absolutely. They've given me multiple reasons to do it. So now, here's my question, Republicans. Why ain't Christopher Wray up there explaining why his FBI went in there and did this? Now, I know they went ahead and talked about opening up an investigation into Jack in the Box, but how long is that going to take? Huh? How long? I mean, what if he denies the subpoena? See, that's the thing. Hurry up. That's my thing. Hurry up.
What Jack Smith admitted in court this week was that, in his word, they mishandled the classified documents and misrepresented.
Just like they are trying to try Trump for mishandling documents, the same accusation they're trying to go ahead and stick it to him for. So they just mishandled it. They didn't plant evidence. They didn't manipulate evidence. They just mishandled it. See, when they do stuff like that out there, said we just acted. I don't know how it all got messed up. Yeah, we were a little careless. That's all. But Trump was reckless. He was reckless.
Presented those to the court. Maria, that's a kind way of saying we tampered with the evidence, then we lied to the court about it. And they got caught when President Trump's lawyers and the other co-defendants raised this issue and said, look, the documents here don't match up. The documents that were presented to us don't match the digitally scanned records of when they were taken from Mar-a-Lago. And Jack Smith, not only did they tamper with that and lie to the court about it, but he's now admitted to the court that he doesn't know how that happened. He's only offered a number of possible explanations for how that could have happened.
Yeah, and I want to hear those explanations. He don't know how that happened. Well, here's a theory. They opened the boxes, and then all of the stuff fell out, just like that, right there in front of them. And then a gust of wind came in, and they had all the top secret stickers. As they were looking at them, the wind blew them right out of their hands, and they landed just neatly on top of all of the documents. And the cameraman was trying out his new camera, and he was clicking and saying, "Oh, this camera. Oh God, I took a picture of that." And that's kind of maybe how it happened. I'm not sure. There's other possibilities. There was gremlins in there. We have been following gremlins now. We didn't let you all know they exist, but that's true. They exist. The gremlins could have got home to it. There's a possibility that Trump did it himself. Any of these sticking, Judge? No. None of those are sticking. How about your corrupt prosecutor that have been brought in to do a hit on Trump, along with the FBI and the Democrats?
So he's absolutely blown the chain of custody. And again, he has a lead prosecutor in this case, Jay Bratt, who met with White House counsel and a representative of the National Archives several times in the weeks before Jack Smith was even appointed. This reeks of crossfire hurricane when the Obama-Biden administration fabricated evidence before the FISA court, lied to the court about it to pursue Donald Trump, and now we're seeing it again in this classified documents case. The judge could dismiss this case at any point in time, Maria. I think the only reason that she hasn't is she wants to document this publicly.
And I hope she does. I want everybody to see this. And now we're about to see how they're going to respond to this judge as we get ready to close out. So did y'all hear that? Crossfire hurricane. All of that stuff that the FBI got caught doing. And you would think they go, we need to lay low. But it's that important to stop Donald Trump because he might blow up their power. Yeah, their control. I mean, they've been working for years and decades to get this type of control over our country and over politicians. Now they got a rogue politician that they can't control. So after getting busted multiple times trying to set him up, folks on the inside lying on him, talking about we gonna stop him, right? All of this FISA warrants, and yet they're signing for these folks to get a new building. Yeah, they're going ahead and signing off on all of this stuff. And I'm going, how about you just shut down that whole organization? How many times must they show y'all that they are corrupt? But Congress, even when we got the power, our Republicans are signing, well, let's go ahead and renew the FISA. Let's go ahead. And I'm starting to wonder if y'all working against us too. I'm starting to wonder. I mean, I know y'all get up there in these trials and these little, hearings and y'all, how about that? And y'all did this, y'all did that. So if they did all of this stuff, why would you fund a rogue organization who has a list of betrayals? Why would you do it? You might as well not even be a whistleblower. All of those whistleblowers we heard come out from nothing. FBI still goes on and operates like none of that stuff ever happened. They get busted. Reports come out that they were involved in this and they did that and they did that. And they still operate. In fact, they're getting rewarded. They're getting rewarded. Man, it burns me up, man. This is the stuff that burns me up. This guy right here is about to let him have it too.
This means is it's a slam dunk for President Trump. There is no way that this trial, if it ever occurs, will happen prior to the election. Just cannot happen. Literally and figuratively cannot happen. What she saw today, or what she said in her opinion or her order, is pretty much that, Jack Smith, you have a lot of explaining to do.
Oh, yes, you do, buddy. Yes, you do, Jack in the Box. Now, see, they didn't calculate getting a judge with integrity. Somehow they managed to get compromised judges in all these other cases. And then the prosecutors just flubbed it all up, see. But apparently, they weren't able to find a judge in Florida that was willing to play ball all the way. So they tried to manipulate her, go around her to the Supreme Court, try to bully her and muscle her into hurrying up and doing their bidding. But for some reason, she's like, I think something's up with this. I think you're hiding something. How about you come back and redact that stuff? And now all of a sudden, they got dog it. Boy, we got us a judge, man, that ain't letting us have our way. You know what we're going to do? We're going to assassinate her character by sending in the fake news to question this judge. Now, I thought judges were unquestionable, but listen to what you're about to hear.
She has to go through all these pretrial motions now because what Jack Smith misled the court in, which was documented last week and John Solomon was talking about it last night on your program, that he literally said, you know what, these documents that we have, they may not be in the same order. We mishandled them. So they're accusing President Trump of doing the exact thing that they actually admitted doing.
The irony, but we all know that because the left always projects. See, all of this stuff, Trump's going to be a dictator. He's breaking all our norms. Trump's, they're all guilty of the stuff that they accuse Trump of. Even down to Trump colluding with the Russians, and yet Hillary paid for the Russian disinformation. Isn't that crazy, y'all? Trump's violating the classified documents, and yet Joe has them in his crib dating back all the way to when he was a senator. All nothing more than projection. Trump's encouraging violence. Everybody on the left is tearing up our country. All this Trump is pushing hate. Democrats, white nationalism, ultra MAGA, all of the division is coming from them. All of the hate, all of the political violence, all coming from the left. Greatest threat to the homeland is white supremacy and extreme right wing, and yet it's coming from them. We just heard Mad Max project.
That's the beauty of this. And you know, when you mislead a court, Grant, there is no coming back. You cannot do that. A judge will never look at you the same.
Delay.
And here we go, y'all. The fake news got to cope with it, y'all. They don't like it. They busted up. So now, as we close the show tonight, I done went ahead and made sure my bottle was nice and empty so I can collect these tears. Here we go.
But also, we should note, Special Counsel Jack Smith really has voiced some serious concerns, if not animus, toward this judge.
He don't like it.
Yeah, absolutely. And there may come a time when he tries to get her removed from the case, but at this point, that's premature. What Jack Smith knows tonight, though, is that it's very possible that he may not be able to bring either one of his federal cases against former President Trump before the election. And the election is a significant...
Look at that beautiful woman right there. That's right. You go, Judge. You go, sister. Girl power. Now, I'm sure Jack Smith somewhere going, a teeny. And he might be in trouble because he got some explaining to do. How did all this stuff get mixed up like this, Jack? And be kidding me. At what point did you realize they manipulated those photos and stuff like that? Oh, you just found that? Okay. All right, let's continue, y'all.
Point on the calendar, because if Trump is reelected, he can have Jack Smith and both of his cases dismissed.
And not only that, I would have it investigated, not just dismissed. That's what Jack should be worrying about. I wouldn't hold back if I was Trump. I would fire everything as soon as I get in office. And I wouldn't care if they all say, see, look at him. He's going after his 5 days of political. Yes, because these folks are corrupt. They're evil. He's not doing it just for farts and giggles and revenge. He's doing it for justice. Set an example. Make sure rogue prosecutors like this and corrupt judges that collude with politicians and the deep state never happen again. You follow that all the way up to the source. I would start with his butt and I work my way all the way up. I would find out all of these relationships, every communication that he had with the White House. I would find out all of the rogue little imps that was involved in this, and a guy who went from the DOJ over to Fat Albert's joint. Why'd you go over there? What were you doing there? What were you consulting? I would find out all of that, and I would display it out there in the public, and then I would let these folks have it. Long as it is legal, long as they present the facts, and as long as it is justice, these folks need to pay a price. Because if they get away with doing all of this, and if Trump don't come in and clean house, do you think they're going to just repent on their own? You think they're just going to, surrender over all of their power? That's not to even mention, we got a troll? Yeah, that's not to even mention the latest video clips of folks from the CIA getting busted saying, yeah, we withheld information from Trump. We all thought he was stupid. We didn't let it. And I'm going, how many more of these do we need? It's just unreal. Somebody said no trolls. Good. So let's finish because see, Jack in the Box, he need to be looking a little concerned right about now.
Now, here, this case, the classified documents case, postponed indefinitely. But the other prosecution that Smith has brought, the January 6th case, also on ice while the Supreme Court contemplates if Trump has presidential immunity. Now,
that pesky Supreme Court, oh man, that's another one of those that they couldn't get the judges to jump on board with this crap. So we still got a couple judges out there with some integrity. And the Democrats said, now notice when these courts don't side with the radical left, the courts that are not compromised and co-opted by the left, all of a sudden, these judges become free game. Now, Trump, he's not allowed to come out and question these judges that are above questioning. He can't do that. You're putting them in danger. Remember, the judges with their family and his daughter once was in this and that. And every time you say that these are corrupt judges, you put them in danger. Every time you say they're incompetent, you put their lives in danger. You can't question these judges. You're just mad because the system is working, Trump. But now that the system is working for Trump, they've questioned the Supreme Court. They said it needs to go. They need to pack the courts. It's been compromised. They're working for Trump. What about their lives? Their lives aren't being put in danger? I think it was, especially when all of those folks showed up at their houses over Roe versus Wade. All that stuff, their lives were being put in danger. And the media helped it. What? Whoa, where's the sound? What just happened? You know what? Siri, go away. Oh, that's the FBI, y'all. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Siri, you listening? That's go away, Siri. I don't want to hear nothing. Oh, look at that. Oh, shoot. I always feel like somebody's watching me and I have no privacy. That's right. Siri won't go away either. That's the crazy part. What the?
One sec.
What you talking about, one sec? Shut your mouth, Siri.
Sit back down to the trial.
Okay.
Its case postponed indefinitely, but the other prosecution that Smith has brought, the January 6th case, also on ice while the Supreme Court contemplates if Trump has presidential immunity. Now, in their arguments a couple weeks ago, they signaled that they're not likely to toss that case out, but they might toss it back down to the trial court for more litigation.
Well, that defeats the purpose. That defeats the purpose, because see, we need all this to take place before November for some reason. And I got a gut feeling the Supreme Court knows that's the goal. I got a gut feeling Judge Cannon knows that that's the goal.
Which again, that's why it would make it impossible to bring before the November election.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're here in Manhattan for this criminal case. The other one outstanding is the RICO case down in Georgia. But again, it goes back to the strategy of delay. Yeah. By trying to have Fonnie Willis and Nathan Wade removed from the case, they successfully likely pushed that until late in this year. And it's very difficult, again, if Trump is reelected, to put him on trial down there. So this long game that they've been playing to try to delay everything, overall, has been successful. The one case that is going forward is what was always considered kind of the runt of the litter, the least consequential.
This case now can't go to trial until mid to late 2025.
Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, shh. There. Let me get the other eye. Shh. There. Uh-huh. It's okay. You'll be okay. Head drop tells it all. Man, you know how hard we work. You know how many lies we had to tell. You know how many deceitful statements we had to make. We had our folks that watch our network all happy and excited. We're finally going to get Orange Man. And now all of a sudden, we're relying on Fat Albert.
And it won't go to trial if Trump is elected.
Well. Bring in misogyny and judge intimidation. Yeah.
Ty, you've been clear with your feelings of how Judge Cannon has handled this case, but this is direct. This isn't just she's, by having an unrealistic trial date on the calendar, we know she's not really putting one on. This is direct. Like it's over. It's not happening.
It's over. Not
What's your reaction to it?
Yeah, well, I think you're absolutely right, Aaron. This is direct. This is clear. All she's really done today, though, is make official what everybody, including Jack Smith, already knew, which was she had no intention of getting this case to trial, and she wasn't competent to get.
What? Do you hear Skinny Santa Claus? Do you hear Colonel Sanders? You hear what he just said about that woman of color? He says she's incompetent. Unbelievable. Skinny Santa. That man says she had no intention. Now he's questioning her integrity. He's questioning her capability. Is it because she's a woman? Is it because she's a woman of color? Huh? Now she's not capable? Or is it because she's not beholden and in cahoots with the radical left and their agenda? Yeah, she's not doing what fake behind corrupt evil Jack Smith wants her to do. So Colonel Sanders / Skinny Santa is not even talking about the fact that this judge caught Jack in the Box and his crew manipulating evidence. You're not bringing that up. So she's incompetent for catching this and saying, whoa, you got some explaining to do. So here's what I'm going to do. Till we get to the bottom of this, I'm suspending this indefinitely. And that guy's mad over it. He's saying she's incompetent. Now I'm thinking that's a very competent judge. A judge who is saying, you know the gravity of this case? We're talking about locking up potentially a former president and a leading contender for the presidency. Should I rush this? Should I be reckless? Should I not, Gizmo? Should I not seriously consider all of these things? You want me to just go ahead and overlook this? Yes, you do. Because y'all want corrupt judges, not competent ones, but you're going to accuse the ones that are competent of being incompetent.
To get this case to trial, she talks about her duty to fully and fairly consider the pending motions. She's had months to do that and did very little. She's ruled on only 3 of the 12 motions to dismiss.
That's right. She ain't doing our bidding. We weren't able to get a nasty, corrupt, stinking judge down there. We did our best. Yeah, we've covered our bases up there in the liberal states. But now, man, we stuck with a judge who won't comply. So now I'm going to go ahead and criticize her. I wonder if he's putting her life in danger. We got Skinny Santa. He's criticizing her integrity. He might be putting her life in danger. I'm concerned.
All of which could have been easily resolved by now. She ignored Jack Smith's Jack Smith set forth a detailed hearing and pleading schedule for the CEPA issues.
Yeah, and she ignored it because she's bound to have to obey Jack Smith as the judge. You ain't know that? Just like all of those liberal judges ignored all of Trump's request. Yeah, they ignored all of that stuff. Just like this raggedy behind judge up there and New York right now ignored the fact that his daughter is making money off of this and he should have recused himself. He ignored that. They requested that he recuse himself. No, shut up. I'm not compromised. Now let's get this thing on the road, okay? I'm going to allow every single thing that the prosecution want and deny everything that the defense requests. All right, let's get it going. Shut up, Trump. You're not allowed to talk. Now let's bring in some salacious Stormy Daniel stuff like that. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. But now all of a sudden the judge down there with integrity is being attacked. He's attacking her.
The classified intelligence
materials, Procedures Act materials, which she wholly ignored and did not act on until today, when she scheduled 2 of the necessary hearings on that for the first time.
Keep going, Skinny Santa. Yeah, that's his wish. That's his wish right there, to see Trump go to trial before November and get locked up, perhaps. So Skinny Santa is mad. He's mad. He's going down. Now I can see whatever is in front of his face in his glasses. He's reading off his list of things that the judge has done, his talking points.
So, this is something that I think it was always her objective, frankly, to prevent this from going to trial.
And it was Jack Smith's objective to take it to trial before November. There you go, stalemate. So now we have to go ahead and rush this so it could take place before November to help out Jack Smith and their corrupt charges that they done brought against Trump after planting the evidence and manipulating it. That's what you want, evil Santa?
But also I think, her inability, wholesale inability to do it was made palpable.
So Ty, is this bias or is it just utter incompetence?
There you go. Those are only 2 choices. Y'all hear that? You see these 2 tag teaming? So now all of a sudden, instead of encouraging this woman of color and praising her competency and chastising evil Skinny Santa for questioning her integrity and her competency, she is saying, so what? Is this bias or is this simply incompetency? It can't be integrity. That's what it can't be. Yeah, everything you said is law. Everything you said has to be correct. I can't question that. So that leaves me with only 2 conclusions. Either she's incompetent or is biased.
I think I once said that it's, to be fair to her, she may merely be incompetent, but no, this is a combination of bias and incompetence. I mean,
oh boy, I tell you, man, the left is something else. Not Judge Algaron or whatever his name, Evilron, up there in New York. No, he wasn't incompetent. Yeah, guy that knew nothing about property. The guy that went ahead and said, I'm going to go ahead and fine Trump $500 million. That's what I'm going to do. He wasn't biased. The judge up there in New York right now that's silencing Trump, gagging him, not biased. Daughter is working with the DNC. He's not biased, though. So now this judge, she's biased and she's incompetent.
For example, she scheduled a hearing on today in this order on the issue of, who constitutes Trump's trial team, or not Trump's side, but the Justice Department's trial team here, the special counsel's trial team, because of Trump's frivolous allegations that it includes a sweeping number of government officials. Now that's a frivolous motion. No other judge would actually have a hearing on that, but she has scheduled one. The things that she has done here are really inexplicable, and it's tragic. She talks about the public, having
because she won't help Jack Smith convict Trump. It's inexplicable and it's tragic, y'all. I got one message for evil Skinny Santa. Cry, Santa, cry. Cry, Santa, cry. Cry, Santa, cry. Yeah. Santa on the bus goes wah, 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 wah. The Santa on the bus goes wah, 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 all through the town. So Santa is bad, y'all. She's mad, she's incompetent, she's dumb, she's just a woman. She's a stupid woman. I don't like her. She's a poopy head. And you know what? She probably smells too. And that's what I think of that woman. So evil Santa is mad.
Honored the public's interest in the administration of justice by postponing the trial. She has not honored the public.
Well, no. The public's interest on our side is, why is this even going on? Why is it being allowed? I think she honored the public interest by saying, you going to let this go? Nobody finds this suspicious? Nobody sees the double standard? Nobody is able to see that these folks are trying to destroy Trump before the public interest. We're all voting for this man. And they're trying to put their thumb on the scale. And here he is. She denied public interest. What public are you referring to? I'm sure you're referring to all the libs and the Democrats. That's the only public he cares about. Forget us, though.
Interest, for one day in this case, as she has sat in her office, apparently paralyzed from ruling on easily resolvable motions. Sadly, this case will not go to trial, notwithstanding the fact that it's one of the most important cases in history and could have easily been tried in advance of the election.
Yes, certainly.
Cry, Santa, cry. Santa on the bus goes. Why? So now, Santa, I'm sorry. Let's go ahead and close out because Santa's mad. He's mad. He ain't gonna bring us nothing for Christmas this year, y'all.
I mean, the fact pattern on that one, very clear, right? This is not like something like January 6th where there are a lot of precedent and other issues to consider. Does Jack Smith have any recourse on this, or is this just, case closed?
So I don't believe he does. Scheduling is an area traditionally where judges have wide latitude. I don't think he would have the ability to get her removed on this.
Oh, now am I wrong for gloating, y'all? Am I wrong for taunting skinny, evil Santa? So what Santa is saying, number one, that this case is dead and won't take place before the date that they all wanted it to take place. That's the first thing evil skinny Santa is mad about. But then the other thing is Jack Smith is in a box. Jack is in a box and he can't do nothing about it. He can't go ahead and request a new judge. He's just sitting in the box going, man, I'm stuck. Somebody get me out this box. Somebody let me out. No, Cannon put you in the box and you stay there. Shouldn't have been let out in the first place. Unbelievable.
Or overruled on this. I do think, she is not capable of ruling intelligently or fairly on most of the motions that will be.
Look at all this misogyny. Listen to all of this judge bashing. He's questioning the integrity of the judge. And she's a woman of color. This is crazy. And the MSNBC or CNN lady, I don't know what network they're on, is sitting there letting it happen.
Pending and certainly classified information issues. And I think at some point she will be removed in advance of trial. But keep in mind, this case now can't go to trial until mid to late 2025. And it won't go to trial if Trump is elected.
Both of them just went ahead and soaked the whole dang on stage right there. Both of them were probably on Yeah. The lady right there interviewing skinny evil Santa and evil skinny Santa. Both of them crying. Both of them. And can't do nothing about it. So it appears that all of these people's diabolical schemes and plans are backfiring. All of these cases are just dropping and being exposed. And I love it. I love it. So now they're down to very few options to stop Trump, y'all. And the only one I would hope they're never stupid enough to even do. That would be horrible for the whole country. That would now you're talking about tearing us apart. If they do something to Trump, oh my God, they would do. That would be all bad. I'm just saying. But the other one, the one we really got to look out for, is they're down to voter integrity, just tampering with the votes. And they would have to do something so drastic and extreme that it should send off all kind of red flags. I mean, Biden is getting his butt beat so bad. To compensate for this butt whooping, they would have to be blatantly corrupt with the cheating when it comes down to them ballots and all of that stuff. And I got a good feeling we're probably going to be a little more acute when it comes down to watching what's going on. That's what I think. So they're cruising for a bruising, and that's why they're doing all of this stuff. They know that we're in danger. And I'm going to tell you right now, our country is in danger if we don't win. So it's danger on both sides. One is a good danger. I want the corrupt, evil left, and I'm talking about them leaders, these evil politicians, the deep state, these globalists, these folks that betrayed our country. I want them to be scared to death. I want them to know what's coming. And it's obvious that they know what's coming based on how much they're trying to stop it. They're doing everything they can to stop this man. And on our side, we know what would happen if we don't win. So right now, we all got to just keep our foot on the gas when it comes down to exposing these people, to spreading the word. and to keeping our eye on them to make sure that we're like, hey, what are they up to? Thinking like the enemy, the evil person, and the hero. You got to think. Now, what would the dirty Dems do? And don't put nothing past them. Nothing past them. That's one thing I've learned in these last 8 years. These folks are capable and willing to do pretty much anything. So God bless y'all. God bless America. I enjoy laughing at their calamities. Should I feel bad? No, I shouldn't feel bad because these folks are evil. Now, God bless y'all. Don't forget to hit the like button, share my videos, follow me on all of the social media platforms. Hit that like button on the way out. Make sure you're still subscribed to my show, my channel, and make sure your notification button is turned on. Don't forget, text MAGA to this phone number right here on the screen. And let me think what else. Follow my alternative channel. And yeah. Oh, check out the corner store. And then finally, if you want to donate to my channel through my Cash App or my PayPal, the link is below this video. Now let's get out of here after all of those tears. Boy, I tell you. I'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Yeah, I won't keep y'all as long tomorrow. I won't keep y'all. I'll give y'all a break. You know, keep it down to about an hour or so. This is awesome. Yeah. Yes, that's right, Gizmo. Yeah. Are you sad for him? No. There you go. Taught my dog to have no mercy for them. God bless.